Hey everyone! Today we have to take a look at something different that's not Lionel. We're looking at a Marx 333. I picked this engine up a few months back, I think back in September, from an antique store. I found it for $20. It was kind of a sad state, and I just had to pick it up, and I'll explain some more reasons why I wanted to here in a sec. But bought it home. I'll do a cut here and show some photos kind of before and after of cleaning it up, but the gist was I had to clean it, polish a lot of stuff, and find a replacement pilot truck as it did not come with one, so I'll cut away, go over that, then we'll come back. So here's how the engine looked when I found it at the antique store. It was pretty dusty, there was corrosion in certain areas, of course it was missing the pilot truck. It was also missing one of the driver nuts on the engineer's side, which I replaced with a Lionel one about the same size. It was marked as 35, but they were having like a 40% off sale at the booth, so actually ended up being about $20. So that's maybe I ended up grabbing because 35 in it, but $20, it was a pretty good price. Then here's just a couple of before and afters of the engine. This is when I first got it home before I did any cleaning on it or any repairs. Once you see it kind of more in the brighter light in the office, you can kind of see how it really looked. And then we'll go to an after shot here, how it looks as of today now. Of course, cleaned up, did some paint touch-ups on it, cleaned up a lot of the corrosion. We can also go to a shot here of the center rail slide pickup. Marx engines generally have a one or two piece like kind of slide shoe sort of thing instead of rollers in the center, so there was a lot of heavy corrosion on that, so a lot of polishing later got that nicely cleaned up and it works much better now. So getting into middle school, a friend of mine who I would go over, and of course he had some O-gauge trains and we would play together in middle school, and then of course got an HO. His mom actually had a Marx set from her childhood, and she brought it out for us to see and play with, and to my surprise was the engine I always knew from K-Line's catalog, the 333 here. It was a full set with the engine, plastic tender, a bunch of the 4-axle cars, like the tilting couplers and stuff, and original box and everything. Still ran great, and it was always really cool to play with because I had never really gotten hands-on with Marx stuff. I'd seen it in videos as a kid and classic toy trains and stuff, but never had anything Marx, so it was the first kind of experience I had playing with it, and it was really cool to see, and also really cool, seeing, of course not a woman, but knowing there was a girl growing up that had a train set, and that really hit home for me too. So anywho, I really wanted to get one after playing with one, and of course the K-Line stuff, so always kind of have in the back of my mind. I mostly collect Lionel, that's my main thing, but I always thought Marx stuff is neat, so I've been getting little bits in here whether I choose to or not, and when I came across the engine at the antique store, I just had to get it because of that. So I'm like, it's the one Marx engine I really wanted, and I was happy to finally get one for a pretty cheap price. Only unfortunate part was by the time I picked up the pilot truck, I probably could have bought a complete one on eBay for almost about the same price, but it still worked out. I got my 333, and it runs great now. So some background information, at least from what I can find out. Again, I'm not a Marx real expert or anything. I don't know that much. I'm still learning. So it was made from 1948 to 55, it looks like. And there's two main versions. It was originally non-smoking, and then there's the smoking version, which has the awnings on the cab here. Mine is the smoking version. Has a two-position E-unit, obviously smoke, headlight, and it also has a die-cast body. From what I gather, this is the largest engine Marx made. I know they made a Hudson as well. I think that was about the same size, but this is probably the most substantial engine that they produced for their size. So we'll go ahead and run this around, and hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. Before we run it any further, too, I should probably clarify, too, because I know there's going to be Marx purists. It's pulling the cars from, I don't have the set number offhand, but I did Marx of 490 review on that, or an overview a few months, or I think earlier in the year. Those are the only cars that I have really to go with this, so if somebody wants to say these aren't the right cars or something, that's why I'm running these cars, is all I have right now. And I do like the little 2-axle cars. There's kind of a soft spot there. That's a whole nother story, so apologize if it's not the right cars to go with it. That's all I have at the moment. I do want to get another tender for it and some more rolling stock, so okay, back to running.